Hi, it's Heather. I'm going to do a quick video because I have been trying to think of some things to do with this tissue paper, and I had a bit of an aha moment. It's something that Corn from Cornflower Craft said in one of her comments a little while ago. Had I ever thought of doing the paper ruffles rather than just the fabric ones? And I had been toying with the idea of doing some paper ones, and then I eventually put two and two together and thought, you know what, I've got this gorgeous tissue paper that is in strips, so I've been throwing it away for years because I couldn't think of any good use for it. And then I thought, you know what, this would make a lovely ruffle, so that's what I'm going to do today. And I did think, because the colour of this, it's very much like the vintage patterns, isn't it? The vintage sewing patterns. I thought that would work really well as well. But mine just happens to be in strips, and it's a byproduct of my normal business because I usually buy tissue in large packs in sheets, and I have to hack off a strip in order to make it fit the boxes that I use. And I've done it for years, depending on the tissue that I buy. And I end up with lots and lots of this tissue in strips. So I've got some in various colours, white, brown and cream. And the last couple of times I thought, I'm going to save that because I'm sure there must be something that I can do with this tissue. You can scrunch it up and sort of use it for packing material, but to be honest it's not worth bothering with normally. But it does actually make some surprisingly cool little ruffles. So I made a couple of these using the staple, this tiny attacher, which is brilliant actually. I love this. And I did one using the glue method that I did for the fabric ruffles that I made the other day. So it works for both, but you get quite a different look. So that's the one using, I used a glue stick because it stays slippy when you're doing it. So I'll show you the glue stick method. Another reason as well that this works so good for me is because I have lots of strips of card like this, and again normally I just chuck them away, but I do save a few for belly bands when I'm doing a small book, but I get way too many really to use. So this is really nice because I'll be able to use a few of these up as well. So just get a piece of card, layer on a nice slather of glue stick. Do excuse my hands, they are very shiny because I've got some hand cream on at the moment. My hands are terribly dry. And then, just like I did with the fabric ruffles, just pop the tissue into the middle of the piece of card and then sort of push it up to make the ruffles. And you can make those as tight or as loose as you like, depending on the look that you're going for, but just keep going until you either run out of card or run out of tissue. But I think this would look great with the vintage patterns. People are probably doing this all over the place, and I've just not seen it, so excuse me, I'm not trying to claim this as my own. The idea really came from Corn, and I've seen people do paper ruffles on other YouTube channels, but usually with the paper people tend to sew them, but I'm a bit lazy sometimes and I can't be bothered to go down to the sewing machine. So there you go, that's what the one looks like with the glue stick, so that's really cool. And then these ones, I actually doubled up the tissue for this one. Just move that out of the way so I don't accidentally stick that. There we go. Right, so I doubled it up so it's just a little bit thicker, and then you basically just start like you would do with a normal paper ruffle, just folding it, and you can make it nice and haphazard. And then I actually, instead of just stapling it as a piece of tissue, just because it's not quite as robust as using the paper or the fabric, I actually attach it to the card strips with the stapler. And I'm sure you could glue it, but I found it more difficult to glue when I tried that, so I thought the tiny attacher has to be the way to go. For these ones, so I'll finish this one and then I'll do a little bit of decorating the couple, because I've pulled out some pretty lace and I've got my little ephemera folder down by my side, so I shall decorate a couple up, and I'll do them sort of vintagey style, because obviously the brown sort of lends itself, doesn't it, to the vintage look. So it makes a change from dealing with pastels. And this is good because obviously when you're using a double layer, it sort of separates a little bit and can give you a little bit more texture on the edges as well. So it's been a few days since I've done a video. The last time I did one was at the weekend, doing those little painting and doodling exercises, which was very relaxing and really helped, because something happened over the weekend that I'm not going to talk about, but it shook me, and it was a really good job that I was very relaxed, because it meant that I didn't go into sort of anxiety overdrive, and I was able to cope much better with what happened. So certainly recommend getting your watercolours out and your pens and doing a bit of doodling. Right, so there you go. So that's what the stapled ones look like. And here are a couple of the glued ones. So let's do a little bit of decorating and see what we can pop on there. I've still got a couple of strips left, and I'm thinking I had this strip stamp out for something else, and I might just use that. And oops, I'll stamp along there. Maybe use that as a bit of a topper. There we go, we can do that upside down. I missed one, never mind. Okay. Right, so we could use that maybe as a topper on one. And I've got a couple of the little paper flowers out, so I might stick like those on there. So I might stick those on there, and I've got some lace as well. So let's stick some lace down. Don't want anything too thick. I have got quite a lot of these type of ruffles that I have left over from doll making or doll clothes making days, and they're really cute. And that's just using the overlocker, the serger to ruffle the edges, which is really cool. So they look really nice. I might use those. I've got quite a few of those to use up. Right, so what shall we do? If we make, that could be one for a whole, going down the whole page, couldn't it? So I might pop that in there. Would that look okay? Do you think that's too wide? What do you think? Maybe something a little bit thinner. Let's have a look. What have we got? Got some nice brown ones. The kids are at school at the moment. My husband's working. Oh, I like that one. So it's nice and quiet. Oh, I do like that. That's lovely. So I could ruffle that up as well as I put it down. I don't know whether that would work. Shall we try? Shall we try ruffling? Don't actually have any scissors, so I'll have to just move out of the way in a minute to get some scissors. Oh goodness, what have I done? I've opened the whole tube. I didn't want to do that at all. I wanted to open that bit. Well, that's not good. That's absolutely stuck fast. Now I've got glue everywhere. It's like a disaster area. Oh, that is not opening at all. I'm going to have to deal with that later. I'm just going to pause the camera for a second. Okay, I'm back. That made a bit of a mess. It's a good job I had that little plastic sheet down. Okay, I've got the old one. I'm going to use that because I don't think I can sort that mess out on camera. So we're back to shaking, I'm afraid. So I'll just pop a layer of glue in the middle. I mean, I could always cut this to make it shorter if if I want to. This isn't for anything in particular, any journal in particular. It's just, it's nice to have a bit of a stash of these things, isn't it? And I do like the vintage style, even though I'm working on the pastel journal at the moment. I do like vintage style journals, and I've got a lot of the sort of browns and the creams, so I'll no doubt be doing another vintagey style journal next. Well, that looks nice, so just squishing that into the folds. It is messy though, isn't it? I've got a lot of videos to catch up on because I've not been watching YouTube for a couple of days, well, not on my normal account, so I've got a few to have a look at, so I'm looking forward to that because I think I'm going to get a chance to do that later on tonight. There, I like that. That's a good look. Okay. So, shall we do that one as well? Let's pop, what shall we pop on that one? I hope everybody had a nice weekend and week so far. It's Wednesday today. The week has gone incredibly fast. I can't believe how quickly it's going. I think we'll pop that on there. It's already halfway through the week. My kids are both feeling a bit weary. There's a lot going on at school at the moment. They're both working really hard, and I think it's that last slog before the end of school, and it's hard work, isn't it? They're both in quite important years as well, so they work very hard and I'm proud of them both. It's just a lot of hard work, and I think they get through the weekend, and the weekend just seems to go so fast. My eldest is having to study a lot at the weekends as well because of the year that she's in at school, and she's doing exams this week. Well, she's doing exams, they're pretty much testing them all the time, even though things obviously are quite different because of them being off. Well, that is very sticky. Because of them being off and working from home a lot of the year, they're now having to test them a lot at school to make sure that they've got enough evidence to sort of show examiners. So in my opinion, they're actually doing more examination type work than they would have done if it had just been a normal year. And I just think it's really tough for them. It's hard work. My daughter takes things very seriously, and yeah, I think it will be good when this school year has finished, and hopefully things will start fresh next year, and that will be a lot better for her, or for a lot of kids. There, that looks really nice. I like that. It's hard. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Right, I think we can go a little bit wider on these ones. I think everyone will be looking forward to the school holidays this year. People are going to be allowed to go away and enjoy spending time with loved ones, and I think it will be a lovely release for people after everything that's been going on. I don't think with that one. Let's go with this one. I love this lace. It's sort of a cotton based lace, and it's sort of my favourite sort. Yeah, we're not going to be booking to go away. My husband will be going to see his mum. She lives in Cornwall, and it's always nice to pop down there. But we're not going to be booking a family holiday, I don't think, this year. I think we're going to wait and maybe do something nice next year. It'd be lovely to go to Disney. I would absolutely love to go to Disney with the kids. They're getting older now, and it would have been lovely to take them both when they were so young, but you know, it just wasn't to be. We were considering actually going last year, but as it happened we didn't book, so that was lucky. But it would be lovely to book something. I think Disney is just amazing, isn't it? I went years ago, before I had children. I went to Florida with friends, with my husband, and it was just magical. I don't think you can ever be too old, can you, for Disney? They really know how to make you feel welcome and at home. It's lovely. I just think Florida was so amazing anyway. Years ago I went to New York and then on to Florida later on with an old friend of mine. This was when I was in my early 20s, and the contrast was just incredible, as we were backpacking, so we didn't make any plans. We didn't sort of hire anywhere or book in a hotel, which some people might think is a little bit silly. We literally went over with a backpack and then decided where we were going to stay when we basically got to the airport. We just rang places and picked somewhere to go. And New York was an interesting experience because we didn't have lots of money. I think it would be very different now. I think if you go as a tourist, you've got a bit of cash, you can book into a nice hotel and go to nice parts and experience things in a slightly different way. I think it would be a very different experience. But I think the way we did it, it came across as a little bit unfriendly and slightly daunting. We were quite young anyway. But it was, yeah, an interesting experience. People didn't really understand our accent, and we got a lot of people. It felt like they were almost barking at us, and it was a little bit unfriendly, I have to say. And I'm sure New Yorkers aren't unfriendly, but it definitely felt a little bit unfriendly to us at the time. So we then went from New York to Florida. We spent a week in New York. We saw the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade in New York, and then we flew. It was terrible weather, but it was brilliant to see. That was absolutely amazing. I'd never seen a parade like that before, all those huge inflatables. It was incredible. And then we went to Florida. We flew to Florida, and when we got there, it was just such a contrast. As soon as we got off the plane, it was warm. And we got to Florida, and it was just amazing. People would say, "Oh, hi, you're from the UK," and it was so different. People were just really friendly and welcoming. So yeah, a very different experience, and we really enjoyed it. And then I went again when I was a little bit older with my husband, but I've never taken the children, so that's a bit of a shame. So I think we need to do that. Now I really like that. I think that looks really cute, so I'm going to pop the little flower and the hearts down, and I think that would make a really nice pocket decoration or something like that. Or I mean, you could obviously pop it on the side of a page, but I just think that would look really cute on a pocket, or even, no, I don't think I'd use it as a belly band, but you could. That looks lovely. Let's see if I've got any of this glue left, enough to glue that down. The rides at Disney will have improved, no doubt, massively. I mean, they were all fantastic anyway. When we went, it was absolutely brilliant, but they change them a lot, don't they? And it'd be nice to see all the new stuff. It's been years, I can't even remember what year it was we went. It was before children, so donkey's years. There. It's lovely. I could always add to that as well. So we'll pop that to one side for now. Now what shall we stick on this one here? That's going to be a little bit wide. I like that, but it's too wide. That's quite nice, but it's a bit plain, isn't it? Should we maybe try one of these ones? The brown. Is it too samey? I really like the cream because it does contrast really nicely. No. Seam binding is nice as well, isn't it? Because that scrunches on that. I might try some of that actually. Let's pop a little bit glue on here and then we can scrunch some of the seam binding into it. Oh, this does get so messy, doesn't it? Ooh, you can hear the noise of the paper rustling. This sticks to my fingers. There we go. Okay, so that's quite nice on that one. Then if we add something else to these ones, I am quite a big fan of this ribbon, so we could try a little bit of this. If I could find the end of it, I think I'm just going to have to hack a piece off. Oh, here we go. Let's just put that on this one. The weather's quite nice again today. It's actually gone. It was really grey and rained, sprinkled a tiny bit this morning, but since then, although it has been grey, it has been quite nice and breezy, so I managed to get some washing out, and it's since turned quite nice and gone quite sunny. I think you might be able to see some of the sun as it sort of hits the desk when I'm filming. It depends what time of day I'm filming, but at certain times the light sort of comes in at a funny angle through the velux, as the velux up to my right. And sometimes a day I literally cannot film because the light comes in, it's so strong, it just shines right in my eyes, and I just can't, I think I'm going to put that on there as well, and I just can't concentrate because it's shining right in my eyes. It's a lovely location though. I've got best spot in the house, I think. I'm on the top floor, so it's usually fairly quiet, although having said that, obviously when the house is at full occupancy during sort of weekends and holidays, it can get a little bit louder, and when I open the window it can be a little bit loud because we're on an estate where you have obviously lots of young people, and they go and play out or, you know, people mowing their lawns and things like that. So it can get a little bit loud, but it's just a lovely location, being at the top of the house, having a window directly above me, all that lovely natural light. I still have to put the lamp on when I'm filming because I'm in a corner, so it's quite dark in this corner, but as soon as I put the light on, it's amazing the difference it makes. So I have got a bit of glue on there. I might have to disguise that. I have got some of these layered flowers that are quite cute. I'll maybe pop one of those on there, and then that would sort of hide. Or do I want music sheet? Because music sheet obviously goes with the ribbon, doesn't it? That's nice. I like that. I think we'll have that one on there, shall we? And I can ink these up later. Right, let's pop a little bit more glue on here. Yeah, it's lovely and quiet today. It's a bit different on a Saturday afternoon. But Wednesdays are quiet-ish. Yeah, that's nice. I'll have that. Lovely. Right, now, do I like that? I do actually. I think I might have that on there. I might have to find a gem or something to pop in the centre. I do have some words actually. I haven't even touched the ephemera folder, but I have got some little cut out words, so I'll have a quick look at those in a moment. Let's have a look. So I've got this folder with lots of words cut out and also some flowers that I've already sort of pre-inked. Let's see. I put that on there, that's fun. The best bits. Now this is actually a sticker. But I usually pop a little bit of glue on anyway. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get any glue out of this. I have my trusty pin. I never used to put glue on the sticker, but I saw somebody else doing it and I just thought, you know what, actually it's really sensible to put glue onto the sticker as well, because otherwise, you know what it's like, you know when you go into your craft stash and you declutter because you've been hoarding things for 20 years, and then all those stickers sort of fall out, don't they, off the sheet. Or you go into your children's rooms and all those bits of sticker that have fallen off the sheet because they're no longer sticky. Well, that can happen. So if we put some glue on it, then we know that's not going to happen. So that's cute. I really like that. I'm just going to have to find something to pop in the centre there. I don't know what. Ooh. I could lay that up, couldn't I? That's lovely. Slightly more dimensional. But as you know, I do like a bit of dimension. So I think I'll add a bit of glue and do that. So what have you got to tell me then? I'd like to know your news. Has your week gone well so far? If I squish that down, then it's not quite so pokey up. There, good. Are you looking forward to going on holiday this summer? I don't know what the weather will be like in different parts of the world, obviously. But if you have really nice weather where you live anyway, does that mean that you don't feel like going away anywhere, or do you just go somewhere where it's like a contrast, or do you just, I don't know, I always imagine that if I lived in somewhere like Florida, that if it was nice and sunny I wouldn't want to go anywhere else because it's just so lovely and just feels so nice, and that warmth just feels really lovely. But I think here in the UK you sort of crave a little bit of sunshine, and that's why a lot of people go away in the summer. Even though it can get really hot here sometimes, we tend to book to go abroad because the weather in the UK is so unpredictable. So you might want to book somewhere where you know it's going to be consistently sunny so that you can really soak up some rays. I'm not one for sunbathing. My skin's a little bit fragile for that. But I do like to be in a warmer climate because I think it just makes people feel happy. That sunshine, it sort of gives you a mental boost, doesn't it? Although I do like the UK, and I've holidayed in the UK for many years now just because of practicality with having children. And in fact, it's not really the kids, to be honest with you, it's the fact that we've got dogs, or did have dogs, and now we've just got the one. And it just makes life easier. I don't like the idea really of popping them in kennels. So we tend to holiday in the UK most of the time just because it means we can take him with us. Yes, we're going to go with that. Because I think when they get to a certain age, he's not particularly old, but we just got used to being in the UK. But when they do get to a certain age and they're sort of used to being with you, I always feel like it must be a little bit traumatic for them to then shove them into an environment where, you know, they don't know anybody and there's going to be strange other animals there, dogs, maybe cats if it's a cattery as well. I think that must be a little bit disturbing. No, I wouldn't like it. I think I want my little baby to be with me and the family, you know, we're a family, that's why we've got a dog, to be part of the family. It's different if a member of your family that they're used to can look after them. And when we first had Barney, which is my dog who is no longer with us, we used to take him to a home boarder, but it was a farm, and it was absolutely beautiful, and he loved it there because they had fields where they would run and play, and he absolutely adored that. But here there isn't really anything like that, so I like that. That's really cute. That could probably do with like a little word or something. Could possibly add a tiny bit of that as well, like for continuity. What have we got? Do we want to use another word? Yeah, that's quite nice, but I'm thinking maybe I could just sort of layer that up maybe. I don't know, that's a bit odd. Maybe just put that on. Oh dear, where am I going to put that? I am liking that. No, we'll just stick with the sticker. Oh, hold on, I spotted. Let's try. I think we'll layer that up. Probably could do with a bit of ink, but I don't have my inks with me, so I'm afraid it's not going to get inked. This is probably one of the first times ever. I do like adding my ink. Right, and while that's open, we'll just pop this on. I have got some cooking to do shortly. I have a pack of tofu that needs marinating, and I'm going to do that in a stir fry and then pop some sushi rice on the side, because one of my daughters is not a fan, but she will eat sushi, so I'm going to make some sushi to go with it. She only likes it if it's really plain. But the tofu, now I'll be honest with you, I am not the world's best cook, but I do like tofu, and I like the way other people cook tofu, and I like it when it comes on the sushi, you know, and it's that fried, it's like got a batter on the outside of it, and it isn't batter obviously, but it's almost like it has, it sort of goes slightly puffy. And I really, really love that. And I thought, it's about time I learn how to do that myself. So I'm going to attempt to do something. But I thought, you know what, let's try by giving it a little bit of Chinese 5-spice flavouring, and add that and a little bit of sweetness, and marinate that for a little while. And then I'm going to coat it in corn flour, and then I thought I would fry it then in sesame oil and add some sesame seeds on. So I'm hoping that turns out well. And I've also got some stir-fry vegetables, fresh stir-fry vegetables to use, and then we've got the rice as well on the side, so I'm hoping that turns out really well. I'm sure my eldest daughter will be nice about it. My husband, bless him, you should have seen the face that he pulled when I told him about it. He actually said, because his lunch was vegetarian pasta, I do a tomato pasta and I put black beans in it, and it was left over. He didn't have any the other day because I cooked it for us, and then there was a little bit left over, and I said I would do it as a bake for him. So I said, so you're having tomato pasta for lunch, and then you're having tofu stir fry for tea. And the look on his face was like somebody had just told him the dog had been shot, and he just said, so there's no meat at all then today? Like, no. I said, and it's probably good for you not to have meat in a day. But as it happened, we did have an avocado delivery today, so if he was absolutely desperate, there are some meatballs that I order for him, so he could always have those and add those if he really wanted to. I'm just going to add a little bit of this on here as well, because I don't know whether you can see, but the glue has seeped through there, and that's sort of, I don't think that looks, sorry about that. I was chatting and the camera must have given out because I've been chatting for so long. And then my husband shouted, had I given the dog some chicken? Maybe he was hoping that he would be able to scavenge that, but it was actually for the dog. Anyway, I did give the dog the chicken. So I've just layered that up there, and I think that looks really cute as well. So what have we got left? We've only got one left, I think. Oh no, two left to decorate. So if we can get these ones done, then I feel like I've really achieved something today. This is another long one. So what shall we pop on here? Could see if any of the flowers would look nice. Oh, I do look like that. The thing is though, am I going to use that as a whole piece? How would I use that? I would use that maybe as a belly band, wouldn't I? I'm not sure because that's going to be quite tall. So this is sort of A4. That's going to be too tall really for me to use as it is. So if I put something in the middle then I'm going to end up having to hack it off at the sides. But then that wouldn't be the worst thing, would it? So if we maybe just decorate up the middle. What else have we got? No. Oh no, I like that one actually. I prefer that one, I think. Go with that. And then that'll give me the idea, won't it? If I have that attached to there, then I'll remember. And then even if I do cut it down, I could always add some other little roses if I want to. Is that going to be enough, do you think, in the middle? I don't know. Probably should add a little bit more, but don't know what. I'm thinking maybe seam binding would be good, but what I could do when it's actually attached is just have some seam binding dangling down. Oh, I do like that. That's really nice, isn't it? So I think I might just leave it at that because then that'll remind me that you can just put little pictures on top. You don't have to go overboard. Okay, last one. And let's think what we can do with this one. I've already used quite a lot of the lace. Maybe, actually, if I cut this one in half, there, you wouldn't even know, would you, that I've done it. There's a large one to start with. Let's see if there's anything. I've got these little frames as well that are really cute. So you could potentially just pop something like that in the middle. But I don't know, I don't think that quite goes, does it? It's a bit too flat. Could do a little now that's nice, I like that. Do we need something behind it? Or are we willing to just leave it really simple? Sometimes simple is a good idea, isn't it? I think I might just leave it simple on this one. And I can always add to them later. Then at least I've got a nice little stash, haven't I? Sort of semi-made up. Ready to go. I have no idea what the time is. My youngest will be walking home with her friend today, so I don't have to rush out the house, but I am thinking I need to go down and marinate that tofu. Otherwise it's not going to soak up the flavour, is it, in time for tea. I have no idea how long you would normally marinate tofu for. I understand it does soak up flavours quite readily. When I've used it in the past, I've just cut it up and put it in a curry sauce or a sort of flavoured sauce, and it's been all right, but it's been a little bit soft, I think is the word, maybe, because I think with the good thing about tofu when other people cook it, from my point of view, is it's got a bit of bite. It's got a bit more texture, that fried version, and that's what I really like, so that's what I'm going to attempt to get today. So I'll let you know how it turns out. I mean, it could be horrendous and it might put me off ever buying it again, but it's worth a go, isn't it? So what am I going to pop on here? Let's have a look. I'm thinking, actually I haven't used one of these. That's quite nice, but I really like that, the way that black went with it, so I might find a recipes with black. There we go. Now I know that's a bit samey, but I like that. I think I prefer it with the cream though. Oh, can't find one. I must have used that. Oh, let's look at that one. I like that, but I think it needs something behind it. Let's see if we've got no, I can't find anything big enough. No, it's not doing it for me. What am I going to use? Come on, it's the last one. We could do this and have it finished. Let's have a look at the flowers again, because let's face it, you can use flowers on everything. Oh, I do have that, although I'm not sure about the purple with the brown. No, I don't want this to defeat me. Ah, what have we got here? Oh, now that's nice, I like that. That's going to be a little bit raised, but that's actually really cute. I like that, so I think we're going to go with that. Yay! Super. So that will be nice for edging a pocket or something, won't it? Lovely. So this video is obviously going to be longer than I anticipated. However, I've really enjoyed making it. I really enjoyed chatting, and now I've got some really cute little ruffles that I can use in the next journals, no doubt. So let's put that on there. Oh, a bit of frill, nice. That's lovely. Okay, I'm going to have to let that dry, and I better tidy up and get myself downstairs and chop that tofu. So let's have a quick look at them all together and see what they look like. I'm really pleased with these. So I can line those up. Oh, I had one strip left, and I've still got quite a lot of tissue left, but now I've got a good idea of what I can do with it. I can save that in the scrap paper bin, and I'll be able to grab that out as and when I need it. So let's go a little bit closer and see what they look like. So we've got that one that we just made with the lovely netting bow on it, very shabby chic. The best bits with the music sheet and ribbon. I love that ribbon, it's so cool. And a little dimensional flower like that. Oh, that's stuck fast, that's okay. That's nice. Now this is only simple, but I really like that. That came out well. And the long one, which could potentially be a belly band, but I think I'll end up probably chopping the ends off and using it maybe on the side page of a page, or maybe underneath a pocket or something. So there you go. So it just goes to show I can be simple with my decorations sometimes. So thanks very much for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and click that notification bell, and make sure you click the one that says all notifications, because for some reason there's an option to click a personalised notification bell, and I've no idea what that does, because I've clicked it, I must have clicked it myself with people, because I've clicked the notification bell and then I don't actually get any notifications about their channel at all. So just be careful which bell you're clicking, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, enjoy the rest of your week. Bye!